not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Venkataraghavan, Bedi in a turban, Vijay Jaishima, Jayantilal. They helped to win the series against the West Indies at Sabina Park and Queen's Park Oval. 158 by Kanai really sent our hopes up high. Noriega 9 for 95, the Indian team they still survive. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Janjurani, Solka Abidali, Dilip Sadesai and Vishwanath. They make West Indies bowlers look like second raters when those fellows came out here to bat. West Indies tried holder and keep voice. They had no other choice. They even tried with Newton Dow, but a shot at the sorry they bring him now. It was Gavaskar, the real master. Like a wall, we couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Desmond Lewis, also Charlie Davis, they take a little shame from out we face. But Sobers as a captain, he won plenty coaching before we cricket end up in a disgrace. Beatty here that he became a father, he catch out whole five in the cover. But when Sobers here, he too had a son, he made duck and went back in the pavilion. It was Gavaskar, the real master. Just like a wall, we couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's another day, and we are here today, the third umpires, to discuss or to bring to you some of the issues of the day. Looking at the cricket analogy, or through the cricket analogy. Today we will be talking. To you about a number of issues, and maybe I should introduce myself. I am Stephen Matheson, and with me is Mr. Selvon Mitchell, our third umpire, the third umpire that is usually with us today. Usually, he isn't here as yet. So, Selvon, talk to the people.
To the listening audience, you know, I like to say the Street 91.9 FM family, management and staff, I say good afternoon to those in the Caribbean. Say welcome to those in Asia, Saudi Arabia, Europe, Africa. I say good morning, good night, good afternoon, and welcome. You know, we give thanks to the energies, to the Creator, to the universe for having us above ground today and giving us the opportunity to share some thoughts, some ideas, some strategy, and to chart a way forward for all to live in harmony and love, utilizing the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that has been given to us to live this life. Some say 3 scores and 10, some be that score from time to time. But nonetheless, we are grateful to be here. Some say amen, some say inshallah, I say so mote it be. So the floor is open. Mr. Matheson, I know Rolex and I'm out of state, but he's on his way. And he joined the conversation when he reached.
Right, so good evening. We had a lot to discuss yesterday. Yesterday we spoke a lot about the significant elements of running the country in terms of a strategy, in terms of moving Trinidad and Tobago to the next level through innovation, digitization, you know, that kind of thing. Removing some of the bugbear from the system that affects the free movement or the ease of doing business and that kind of thing. And we heard what the pavilion had to say about most of them, and we had our analysis also. What is your position, Selvon? I know you weren't here yesterday.
Yeah.
What is your position on the discussion we had yesterday with respect to innovation?
Well, one thing I could say in terms of innovation, we have a creative society and a creative community, but to a large extent our creativity is stifled by how our system is managed to a large extent. I'll give some simple examples there. And these are agencies that come into the fore. You know, we have Kureri in terms of what Kureri does. A lot of manufacturers don't understand the role of Kureri in terms of helping develop, in terms of innovation, in terms of equipment and plant and machinery and so forth. And they're hiding quietly in the background. I try to figure out why, but it exists as a government support agency to help develop, expand, diversify our manufacturing platform. We don't use it. I look at another one where, you know, for the election went by, they talk about Exim Bank and some 50,000 US available and so forth, and I try to figure out it was always there. I try to figure out why you bring it. These things are there. We have so much things that are there to aid and enable the effective exposure of the manufacturing of the creative sector and so forth. That is not brought to the fore, is not promoted. We say pan. I'm doing a project with a company that deals in pan. Financial institutions don't recognize that as a business model to say you could get financing to promote these level of creativity, the adverse to risk and so forth. And all these things, when you are a creator and you find you meet these hurdles, you say, let me just go and look for a job, you know, and to pay my bill and go down the road, you know. So it frustrates creativity to a large extent now.
So you have no way really giving you seed money?
No, I go in there, I get in there. When Netco was established to a large extent, and why I like to talk about these things, the genesis of these things that was present, so it's not talk on the street, was to a large extent support creativity and entrepreneurial exploits, and so, you know, take risk with you. The government want to take risk with you. It's the state money, but we want to take risk with our people in creativity and helping develop that entrepreneurial side of you and so forth.
No, I'm to that model.
And now good at no, what happened? It started on the right footing, you know, but lost its way. The people in Netco now start to use Netco with the same policies as the bank that frustrate creativity. So it's lost its way, and the people there they don't understand the genesis of why this was created. It is not a financial institution for lending on the same criteria as a bank.
Lend people and
it's risk.
Them to germinate.
Let me give you one example. Once the Prime Minister, then Patrick Kumane, asks of what is the delinquency rate, and we were proud to say, well, the delinquency rate is where we have about 10% delinquency rate. He said, then all failing the agenda. It's supposed to be about 60%. Only helping the wrong set of people. I want to build people. I want to take risk with people. Then we'll adverse to risk. We'll hiding and looking for safe investment. Create people. A man have an idea. Invest in it. Train him. Show him you're going to lose some. You're going to make some. But let me see you making that effort. Right? In investing in creativity.
But even from that initiative, how many businesses on average you would say operating, or you could identify now that you could say came out of that kind of
a lot of business came out. I don't know where we are now. I mean, out of the system for 20 years now, eh? But at the point in okay, let me give you one example. I'll give you one simple example that I was involved in terms of simple thing. This is not creativity in terms of manufacturing, but it was stimulating activity. A number of contracts, I remember, were given, government contracts were given to small contractors. And a lot of them weren't able to procure equipment and machinery to engage fully in those contracts. And we actually used Netco as the agency to lend, because the bank wasn't lending them no money, as the agency to facilitate them with getting equipment. What I can tell you up to today, a lot of them are still contractors employing people today from that help, that exposure and that risk Netco take with helping develop those creativity in people that we'll say normally on the block catching the tail as the case may be, but they want to do things. It's people that are glad you all won on that. A lot of persons outside, they really have ability. We had started a program. Hamid Abdul was the Minister of Tertiary Education. When we were looking at certification that I simplifying it here now, practical certification and theoretical certification. And you all talked yesterday about somebody who could build something from scratch. Rolox talked about the young guy who was fixing fans and so forth. He can't do maths and English, but he could fix any fan in your house and so. And we saying, why can't he be certified based on his ability to solve a problem? Right? We only look at certification because you can do maths and algebra and some trigonometry, so we say you're bright. But only bright you're bright, you still need a fella who could do the little plumbing to fix the leaking pipe under your kitchen sink.
Well, we already identify what bright and intelligent. So
right?
Bright might be the man who could remember and get and pass an exam.
Well, he's intelligent at all.
He's intelligent.
Yeah. So we have a lot of creative people, and we need to create the platform for that creativity to come to the fore by giving them the support that they need and so on. I met one girl who did a project with solar in Trinidad and creating solar cells and so forth, and batteries in Trinidad that could hold battery for, and she's struggling to get the support from the state and so forth to really expand. We had one guy many years ago who from the sugarcane baggers created what we call lignin fiber. That one experiment he did, a concrete block. He used the fiber from the sugarcane baggers, mix it with the clay and so forth, and was able to make a concrete block that if you go up on a building and throw it on the ground, the brick didn't mash up because the fiber inside of it holding it together.
It's like a windscreen.
Yes, and so on. And all these things exist in Trinidad. And we need ways to really support these entrepreneurs and so forth, these creative thinkers, and bring them on the national stage, because they solve a lot of problems, a lot of problems they really could solve if we give them the opportunity. And I know a lot need financing, and none of them again finance from the existing financial institution as they are structured. Netco, to a large extent, was created to support all these creativity and so forth. Some you win, some you lose, but it support the creativity, and the government was taking the risk and investing in promoting creative thinkers in Trinidad and Tobago. But we have lost our moral, really and truly.
Well,
we have lost it.
Well, that essentially, or that in itself, would have been a good initiative and was a good initiative. I don't know how much of that still exists. I know there was an organization that dealt with something like that over the years through the banks, something like the Exim Bank. But to the extent that these things are available to the people that need it, the people with the creative ideas and the creativity coming out of school with certain kind of creativity could analyze things and build things, and I am not too sure if that is available and to what extent it is available. But as we said yesterday, these are the things that would create people to would help people to do, those creative people, to further their endeavors in relation to building or creating things and that kind of thing. Because if you look at, I always like to use the China model, the amount of patent that comes out of China annually, and you could Google it, you could find that out for yourself without even hearing us, right? Is amazing. And now you would say China have 1.3 billion people.
Yeah.
And so we can't compare them, but listen, per capita, we could, right? Yeah. Because we even haven't, sometimes we have none for the year. Yeah. They have hundreds of thousands, everything, anything you could think about. And you might say thinking creates thinking, because if thinking becomes a necessity to survive, then everybody will be thinking, because people want to survive. But today, survival, because thinking is not a survivability mode, then you have people doing other things to survive. So people would commit crime, they say we're doing that to survive. People would do all kind of other nefarious activities to survive, which really shouldn't be what, and again, the government must be the main facilitator of programs, venture capital,
these initiatives,
initiatives to make people not just think, but to help people create, help those who are thinking, who are willing to think, create. Because when thinking creates thinking, when people start seeing people getting through because they are thinking and they are creative,
it's encouraging. It's encouraging.
I mean, you want to do the same thing and you get through, right? So that in itself is critical. But we discussed yesterday a lot the fact that, and I say it all the time, every time I get an opportunity, that everything, you will not reach where you think where you need to reach if you didn't plan to reach there. Right? You ain't going to reach.
Yeah, good point.
You had to plan.
Yes.
And the central planning system is to have a national developmental plan for this country. Yeah. And from that, everything else will flow. So we ain't doing nothing, and maybe legislated. We say it all the time. We ain't doing nothing, ain't going nowhere with venture capital or nothing. Everything will be just, and I mean, all different kind of rules, and you will take you where you want to go. You really have to plan, sit down and plan this thing. I tell companies this all the time, people who I do strategic plan for, I tell clients this all the time. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know how you're going and get there, brother, you're not.
I think what happened with our governance model is that we based on who influence the government, that is the direction the country would go. And we see Trinidad is to a large extent become just a trading economy, like a trading outpost. We hardly making it. We trading outposts. We bring things and we string on the trading.
Said that. He said we we are made up of commission agents.
Yes, this is
who
it.
survive, who making all the money over everybody. Yeah. Naturally, really commission agent. Everybody want to buy something and sell it back.
Yeah, this ban sell, this ban sell, that trader economy, and that can't take us nowhere for long.
We had to while that is good. Because you need the network, you need the marketing, you need all that kind of thing, but you need the producers too.
But it is good in the absence of the inability to produce.
If you had a capacitous reservoir of foreign exchange, that would be good. But if you don't have that, you don't it.
Yeah. It come like this. We have Angostura, for example, manufacturing of alcohol and so forth that require molasses. We have all these food manufacturers. The ketchup is sugar. And we actually shut down our sugar factory, manufacturing facility to trade. And I try and figure out where we going. We shut down the manufacturing facility knowing the consumption of sugar in this country. Yeah? Plus the export potential to Europe, because we have that arrangement with Europe, like Guyana, and they take advantage of now. Yet we shut it down to trade. And I try and figure out, well, where that's starting to make sense. If nobody had the common sense to know, you could revamp, you could retool, yes? All these agencies to have a model that fit for self-sustainability at least, yeah? To do sugarcane in a way that at least I'm self-sustenant in terms of my local consumption. I could satisfy that. In an economic way, we just say it costs me too much, so we shut it down. That's the most brainless way of analyzing or making any business decision relative to manufacturing. Well, this costs me too much, we shut it down. Petroleum costs me too much, we shut it down. Questions.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, government make decision based on the resources that are available to them. Right?
No. Don't say that.
Just no. I'm saying that this is what I'm seeing, right? So
okay.
Yesterday we was talking about the concept of comparative advantage of trade.
Yeah.
And if Guyana have something that they could produce, mass produce through economies of scale, and we don't have it, it might be better to buy it from them. And we do the same we might have something that we could mass produce at economies of scale, and we sell them that. That's the concept of comparative advantage of trade, right? Now, the thing is, if you look at, you could say the same thing about the U.S., although the President of the United States of America, he seems to be using extortion to get countries to, so he put out this big idea of tariffs, and if you don't want to pay that tariffs, come and invest in my country. We do not have the ability to do that, right? So we have to try other means to get trade and to get things going. But we had to think also, right? And we do have resources, natural resources, and I'm not talking about oil and gas, because oil and gas, to me, we are really getting nothing from that. I mean, we have no idea how much money them people who drilling and digging and that kind of thing, how much they really take it. We getting probably a percentage, 1%.
A little 40,000 barrels, we can do with that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, we had to find a way to monetize our people, right? We 1.4 million people. That's human capital.
Yeah.
That's HR. And those human resource, if we put those human resources to work in the right way, and we think we create things as you always talk about the African Exim Bank, we get the financing, we get whatever. We have people we have people inventing things, we have people creating things. We have a very good system where we are digitized. We could traverse the system, like you could come outside and when a bus coming, when a train coming, you know how to get there. You could stay home and do any kind of business you would think that you need to get done. You pay your taxes, whatever. You could go on your phone and you could do it because everything is online. You're on a grid. Everybody know you.
Yeah.
Right? If we have those kind of system, which is very easy to create, by the way.
Well, the problem is, I hear you, and that is from a strategic leadership thinking. You're thinking from.
And it's not utopia.
I wonder. No, it's not.
Some people might think
utopia. No, I'm going and certify your point. It really comes down to I don't know who advised the executive, because the executive are not they don't have the patents on every idea. They might have a vision. I don't know. We hope they have a vision for the country, but I haven't seen a template of it. But what I'm getting at is that a vision would say we now built a highway to Point 14. I know it cost $7 billion to build, right? I built one to Toko. You know,
that one built to Toko.
No. Yeah, well, Toko that's doing the really wrong. About last time I think they finished the wrong. Yeah, Toko that's going up on
that Gandhi thing?
No, not the Gandhi, not the Gandhi. When last time when Toko, they have a little pave, they widen the road and they build a roundabout.
I don't know highway, them thing is little road, but you know it's a highway.
So, well, I'll get another point. So, you know, all the bitumen and road oil and so forth for that, we had to import it into Trinidad. You know, a lot of it came from Jamaica, Barbados. You understand what I'm saying? What Barbados doing selling me bitumen, man? They are tourist destination, white sand, but we buying bitumen. We are oil producer, 100 years in the business. You understand what I'm getting at? Jamaica doing the thing, no problem, but Barbados, I buying from Barbados? What's going on with us? And this is what I'm getting at. So you're not idealist, we just dotish.
And I know you're saying that tongue in cheek, not to say that we should be trading in them, but no, we
are 100 years in this sector, and we don't self-sufficient with it.
I think before Dubai and all of them.
Yes, we were before Dubai. Yeah. Before they monetized the hydrocarbon, we were there.
Yeah, and I was looking at their system. They have a monitoring station where they could go with computers right around, where they could go and know every ounce of oil come on the ground.
That flow meters and so forth. Yes.
You can rub them like we can rub in Trinidad and do oil and thing and gas. We don't even know how much gas these foreign companies take.
Well, we hoping they're honest with us.
They're honest with us. Craziness. And I understand it's just about 3%.
So we have a bigger problem, you know. We're not short of resources to be a successful country in terms of comfortable life, ease of doing business and all of that. And we had to find exactly there's something wrong some way. And we could talk ad nauseum wholly about all the solutions, but there's something we need to fix.
You forget what you do. We're wrong. We get thirsty.
I'm trying to figure out, because the problem, the issues we have in Trinidad is not unsurmountable that we can't fix. And I'm trying to figure out why we know why. A simple one I talk about. I passed by the pothole in front of Ellerslie thing, their pothole, and I went straight on the air. There's a pothole there. It is about 7 inches deep, 8 inches deep by 6
inches wide.
16, and it's there. You badang, and I'm saying
that's on the highway.
We have, and how your highway could have pothole? Are we mad? by the bird sanctuary, there's a manhole there, and you have to be maneuvering around manhole on your highway. What's going on with us as a people?
Yeah.
As a people, listen. Lake Aswell has what we call road patch in bags. They have it in bags where you can patch holes in, I think it's 20 kg bags and 50 kg bags, road patch. You just open the bag, take it, put it in the hole, roll it, patch. $100 for a bag. I send the price now. $100 for a 20 kg bag of road patch.
They're going to fix no hole like that in Trinidad, because a man who coming out with the truck and the backhoe and thing, he had to make money. He's $1,500 just to bring your backhoe there. The truck, the same
This
thing.
is it.
And somebody had to make money. He can't make money.
And this is it.
I had to put money, I guess a couple of millions in my pocket.
Yeah.
So it don't work like that.
So we talking with an idealist kind of society. And really and truly, you're not dealing with idealist leadership or idealist thinkers or people who are passionate about country development. You asked earlier in terms of where's the end in mind for the country. And I asked again, what are the pillars of development we want to develop this country on? What are the pillars of development? What we want to see for social services? We have the SOE, and I said on this program, having the SOE without fixing all the other ills relative to cause of crime. We'll continue having SOE every 3 months.
That's somebody calling here. Let me just take this call. Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Oh, the up. No, the phones. The phone's not up. No, not that one. No. By phone 1 and 2. PH 1 and 2. PH 1 and 2.
Oh. Yeah, good afternoon, caller.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Afternoon, madam.
I see you don't know why and you're confused and all kind of thing. And the answer is so simple and everything is so simple. But I wanted to tell you, NEDCO, right? I did something in NEDCO, and you know how much NEDCO paid out. Just realized they're not write off the other day, 300 million in debt that they wrote off, that people who borrowed and never paid back. 300 million. You know that? You all saw that?
So what I was saying is that they are in fact given credit.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't
Did you
see
see
it.
that?
But what you're saying is that they're in fact given credit,
you.
but they're not following up with the developmental skills
Well,
and
we're not
activities
talking
that manage
wise
it.
now. Right, we all know that, who's sitting down here. But what I'm telling you, the NEDCO, who was the help the person don't go in the bank and to do the government, wrote off 300 million, right? And that's it over a period, you know. And you all know why and all kind of thing. I can't go into that. All I'm telling you, when you speaking and they talk about creative, and we have everything we need. Like you're talking about the sugar, you have everything you need. But what happened? As Selvan said, that costing too much money, government shut it down. So that is the mentality. Even if they give you $50 billion, the mentality, you will always have that mentality. The people who have that mentality can't sustain, they will keep like that, and they will never be in business. I saw that, right? When you look at some people who have businesses, do you think they got money from I'm talking about business years now. Do you think they got money from government? How they started bit by bit and grow. But we hungry, we wanting now, we match up things. And so, you know, our mentality, that is what you have to look at. And even, as you say, the executive who is in office, right, whoever it is, they can't seem to get a handle because of the mentality, right? And that's why I agree, when you put it in certain people's hands, you're still favorable. How they do business is better than, let us say, one administration don't know how to do business properly, and some administration, you know, they know how to handle money. My problem is some people, you give them, they don't know how to handle money.
Okay,
you understand? How you could close down? Hello?
Yeah.
How you could close down? I was listening to you all, and you know, you were saying the same thing for years. I hear people, and just like you, and why can't we do this? And why can't? I mean, why? Do you look at the people who do it? Do you look at our business? Do you look at who is business? Who are business people? And who are the businessmen in the country? I'm talking about big business, not a parlor. I'm not nobody who always. I'm talking about who have big businesses, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever look at them and see their history and you will get your whys and your wherefore? No way. And then you come in your office and according to them you study the poor people and we have to give them this. And the same people you're trying to help is the same people who don't want, and to me it comes like they don't even want the help. The help they want, even if you give them money, you give certain people money, is to buy shoes with the people who own whatever it is, they give. They spend their money there.
Thank you,
okay,
caller.
okay, thanks, caller.
No, but I want to know, do you understand that? You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah. We understand
yeah.
clearly, but you see, the thing is, at the end of the day,
I want you to educate me, you know.
At the
I
end,
just don't want to talk.
at the end of the
Here.
day, we can't on one hand say that the government or the administration is responsible for doing X, Y, or Z, and then at the same time say that the reason why it is not done is because of the people. In business, one of my philosophy, if you want to change culture, if a company want to change culture, it has the responsibility to do so, and they know what they have to do to change culture. So you have to guide people along, and I think the person who had good ideas and was trying to do that somewhat in Trinidad and Tobago at some point in time was Patrick Manning.
Yep.
But it didn't work because most of the programs at the end of the day were to a large extent watered down, and then you had a lot of corruption creeping in, and you had a lot of nepotism creeping in.
Can I ask you a question? When you said you have to change culture, how do you change culture?
Well, how do you change culture? If you are in charge, how you change culture is put programs in place that are, so you had to be kind of autocratic in the way you do things in some way. Put the necessary programs in place to be able to do that, and there are a number of things you could do to change culture.
So you could.
So let me just say this.
You, Mr. Matheson,
when you wanted, ma'am, just now listen. When you wanted to, when you had people driving the cars before, and getting in an accident and dying because they weren't wearing seatbelt, that was a culture thing. You wanted to change that, right? Even though you don't have police on the road as they used to have before today. As soon as you get in your car, you put on the first thing you do, you put on your seatbelt. Long time when I was small, you called putting on seatbelt thing American thing, you know. But now everybody put on a seatbelt. So we had a culture change, and the reason why we had a culture change is because we knew that if we go down the road without our seatbelts and we get caught, the police will be there. There are consequences. So in the same way, and that's just an example, but in the same way, you do things, you put things in place to change culture if you are in charge. You want to change this culture, you put the necessary, and there are number of interventions that can be used both in society through government to change culture. That's why we put you in office.
But Mr. Matheson, I don't agree, Mr. Matheson. I do agree with you, Mr. Matheson.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I don't agree with you when you say that was a culture change. That was not culture, that was a worthless change. Now, you said poor people didn't understand. Number one, they have a car, they don't know nothing about car, they get car. They don't know nothing about what? The seatbelt and all kind of thing. You know what? It's not a matter of culture change. It's because they charge you the $2,000 and you don't want to pay the $2 because if they didn't have the charge, you wouldn't have been there. It wouldn't have no culture change. So even if you said that is a culture change, like putting the $2,000 to make the people put on the thing, I just look at it as, you know, like a worthless tour, right? But real culture change, you know, I don't know why. I always say some people just can't handle money. You all don't know that. You could give them, I don't know how you're changing that. You can't.
Okay, let's take the next caller. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, so the thing is that government have to do...
They must set an agenda.
Yeah, have to set an agenda.
And the agenda must be clear to all.
Yes.
As to what we want to achieve and what role, more importantly, what role all of us have to play in achieving that.
Let me take this call. Yeah. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matheson.
Hey, afternoon.
Afternoon.
Mr. Selvon, I hope I get it right.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with Mr. Selvon, you know, with respect to, we're not close to, well, the ideology or the philosophy of whatever government was in place. We see a trend. And it's a closed down, they were in a closed down mode. And we could go right back to the railway coming right down the road. Right? Petrotrin. I heard somebody spoke on the same Institute of Business and whatnot, Lockjack, talk about turnaround management.
Yes, yes,
So
good.
if in fact this thing is not working, you try to turn it around. And
Correct.
we know that for a fact when we look at Petrotrin, there was a number of inquiries that were gone into, and they never recommended that you close it down, right? And so it's closed down after closed down after closed down. The last thing that they closed down, there was this carry dock where the dock sank.
Oh, I
Yes,
forget about that.
yes.
Oh, I forget about
For
that
$1.
clean. Yes.
They went to the hotel school. You shut down that.
Oh, yes. Oh.
They're not shut down.
I'm
No,
at the hotel school in
everything is
Port
shut
right
down.
now.
Like they don't want. I don't know that they don't like this country. How are you going to shut down?
Hotel
people
school,
gonna-
yes.
How are you going to produce? How are you going to afford training? How are you going to attract foreign investment even in the field of tourism when you don't have the plans operating where you train people in the different culinary arts and all these different things? So where are you going with that? So I am saying that we would have had leaders who I think were misleaders and didn't have a clue as to how to run a country. That is the problem.
Yes.
That has
Yes.
been the problem. And I don't want to go too long with that, but I agree with you that we are closed down mode. We were
Yes.
in a closed down mode. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, he mentioned hotel school there, and you know, sometimes you get so numb by executive incompetence, or let me rephrase that, in their solution. I shouldn't say incompetent. If that is all you know, that is all you know, right? Hotel school. During the 2010, 2015, I can't remember what year, if it was 2013, 2014, 2013 or so, we had brought in 75 students from Nigeria to learn tourism. Some went NESC, some went tourism school, some went to Tobago to train in Trinidad to go back Nigeria, you know.
Big Nigeria.
Big Nigeria sent 75 students to Trinidad. NESC, Firoz Khan was chairman at the time, and he could tell you about it. Some went hotel school, and some went to Tobago to learn. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm saying. We're not short of opportunity, you know. We're just short of leadership, you know. Trinidad have only one problem, you know. Leadership, you know. And sometimes, my God, we get something.
But you know, we were saying this yesterday, right? You know, we are the third umpires.
Yes.
We look at things, we analyze it, and we give you our analysis.
Yes.
Analysis. You have your own views and your own opinions, so you could tell us what they are, and we could discuss them. But my position, my feelings is that if we are developed, we should be at a stage of development where we now should be thinking, politicians, both PNM and UNC should be thinking nationalism.
Yeah.
And if they can only, if we could just lock them in a room, all 41 of them, and let us sit down, all of us sit down and talk together, come together, because we need to fix Trinidad and Tobago. Come together. These are the country will take what all say, what you all say is the idea. We don't care what it is. Once it is something that could fix Trinidad and Tobago, all of us together decide on it and agree that this is what we will do to fix Trinidad and Tobago, to change the reality, to modernize Trinidad and Tobago, to utilize the resources that we have in a particular way to get the job done, to put everybody in a position where they can grow and develop. That shouldn't be too hard to do. The problem is why they're not doing it. And we were talking about the cat and the rat, the rat.
Who will bear the cat?
And who will bear the cat.
Yeah.
And the feeling is that if peradventure they should do that, if today they should just listen to us and take our advice. And
Are you willing to bear the cat? Are you going to run for office?
Noel, you saying that, but none of them will do that. The
Well,
reason,
somebody had a right to do it. Otherwise, you see, we must build. You see, we can't think for today. We have to think generations to come, and the generation to come must look back and say, hey, you see our foreparents, they build a foundation for us to live a better standard of living down the road. And we have to stop thinking for today, really and truly.
and why I say they wouldn't do it is because, I mean, it has some inherent disadvantages in doing it
But,
for some people.
You feel I lost the election?
Well, of course, there are some inherent disadvantages. One,
let me tell
two, the people who put them in office, who they feel that they need to work for, right? This small group of people with the money,
the financiers
right?
on them,
they're going to lose to a large extent. That could be a.
Let me tell you something. If the people at large believe that you're doing something in the best interest for them, the people at large will finance a party. You know, we'll give $100 at $20. If I feel you doing what is necessary for me to have a better standard of living, because we have encapsulated ourselves to feel we had to go by Tom, who will give me 100 million, and Harry will give me 200 million, not realizing if you do good by all these people will put out dollar. Obama did that, you know.
Yeah.
Donate, but you had to stimulate the minds of the people, for the people to believe that what you will be doing and what you are doing is in the best interest of not only me, my children and grandchildren. And if I believe in that vision you have, I'll finance the vision. I'll put a little thing in the vision, and to move you away from having big business, who I call them traders as the case may be, but they don't deal with country development in terms of what they do.
Well,
and so
they
forth.
deal with country development only to the extent that they get in the land
That's simple thing. Country development speak of when a country, and I'm looking at the batsmen now, if our food import bill is over $700 million, and I don't see significant stimulation of the agriculture sector, I'll just say they fall in the groove like anybody else, you know. But my question is, I would like to see a plan of how, one, we, over the next 5 years, will reduce that. So we must set targets from now. You're a strategic thinker. We must say in 5 years, we must move from 700 million to, let's say, 300 million. We must give a target. If we meet it, we work towards something.
Let me take this call. Good afternoon, caller.
Caller, welcome.
Good day.
Good day.
I am Mr. Selvan.
Hi.
I am behind you. Okay, I agree with you. You said you're going to bell the cat.
Yes.
I am behind you. If you say you're going up, like, well, I am willing to put my first 100 behind
I appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
You say you are going.
Thank you.
Remember, everybody put whatever. If I believe in somebody,
exactly. Exactly so. Exactly.
No, you're laughing.
No. You're serious. This is it, and this is what governance have to come. People must believe in a vision of a leader.
I am besides. Right, I ain't going as far as all that. I going as far as Mr. Selvan, because there's one person you need to start.
Good.
He said, right? You have to build. You have to have. You said that. The other guy, who going to bell? Everybody, who going to bell the cat?
I will bell the cat.
So we continue saying who going to do that and don't do anything.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Selvan, I'm putting it out to you. Let me see you. Let me see you. I believe in you. I believe in you. Okay? If you say you are that driving force or you're one, you just need one person. As you say, that's what Obama did.
Yes,
right?
Yes, that's what he did.
And when to change the whole thing, you know, what Rosa Parks was one person.
Exactly so. One person. You understand.
You only need one person.
One person to start.
So I am looking out for Mr. Selvan, right? Give me your, Mr. Selvan, what is your number? Let me take your number, like you are serious.
No, I have your number. Yes, I'll WhatsApp my number to you. I'm very serious. No, I'm very serious. I mean,
do you have my number?
Yes, I see your number. Yeah, I see your number on the phone. Yes, I'll WhatsApp you my number. Not a problem at all.
That's with that stepman end with a on.
Yeah.
It starts with a
7 and ends with a 1.
Yes, you can, my number. No. So you just send me that, and I am willing to see, because you know I'll give you the bell.
I appreciate.
Okay, ma'am.
Appreciate.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So the change is really and truly you and great leaders. I know somebody Rolex was saying last time, Brett, you know, great leaders, when you look at all of them, somebody looking to cuff them down in the head because you're taking it from somebody's pocket. But something that you sacrifice you had to make for change and real change for our generation. If Martin Luther King didn't do what he done and so forth, we are where we are. in a worse position, and somebody had to boldly go and say, look, you see this stupidness we're doing? You were telling me we can reconfigure Petrotrin to be at least self-sufficient, yeah, for that 40,000 barrels of fuel that they bring in to Trinidad every day, to be self-sufficient, at least for Trinidad.
Yeah, well I think what it would have taken is you would have had to retrench to some extent.
We did it, we shut it down.
Right. And probably their feeling was that the union was going to create a unstable situation, which would have probably made the situation a little more unstable. I don't know what they were thinking.
You do strategic planning. What's the most critical thing about change management? Communication.
Communication, yeah.
We're going far. And if you communicate and we talk to the people about what is the objective and how would we as a country benefit from it, and not look self-serving. Yes? And too many times we come across as self-serving or interest-serving. These group of fellas will benefit if we do that. People push out. People not stupid.
Yeah. Kata say that. Kata
okay.
Communicate with people, create the interest.
Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going for a break, a drinks break, to pay some bills, and shortly we'll be returning and we will take your calls when we return.
Yeah, we'll look at what trade is doing in terms of moving the economy
two batsmen
forward.
It will be trade and
security.
And national security. All right, so we go for a break.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Attention business owners. Are you looking to reach a vast audience and boost your brand's visibility? Then look no further. The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000 followers on our social media platforms, our radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services. Join us and let your message be heard by thousands of eager listeners. Contact us now to learn more about our affordable advertising packages. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to connect with your target audience. Advertise with the Street 919 FM today. For more information, call 399-5959 or 384-2232.
Come shop at the biggest African market in the Caribbean with its African-inspired art, craft, jewelry, clothing, books, delicious food. We're at the Queen's Park Savannah, transformed into the Lidjasu Omuale Emancipation Village for the 2025 Pan-African Festival TT, commemorating emancipation, July 25th to August 1st. Also, enjoy jazz, pan, calypso, reggae, dance, drumming, bois, art exhibits, and for the children, the African Heritage Camp and workshops. The village opens 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Free admission before 3 p.m. Just $40 after. Kids under 12, free all day. Bring your family, your friends, your vibes, and let's celebrate the 187th anniversary of emancipation, our heritage and future together. The Emancipation Support Committee, shaping sustainable futures through reparatory justice.
When your corporate event needs more than just food, it needs an experience, a Michelin experience. From mouth-watering buffet spreads to beautiful packed takeaway boxes, the Michelin Experience Limited delivers more than just wheels. We deliver flavor. We deliver satisfaction. We deliver excellence straight to your boardroom. Whether it's a conference, board meeting, or a retirement function, go beyond basic. Go bold. Go Michelin Experience Limited. Call us now at 1-868-474-2250 or follow us on social media at Michelin Experience. Great food, exceptional service every time. Hi,
this is your boy Oscar B, and I'm inviting you to come on down to Cafe Blue, as Cafe Blues presents a benefit concert on the 26th of July, featuring yours truly, Oscar B, and the band of Many Moons of Oscar B, with Anastasia Richardson and Esther Rosales, formerly of the group H2O Flow. And to make the evening special, come and hear Natasha Benjamin, the charismatic vocalist, passionate violinist David Frank. Come and hear the soulful, scintillating sounds of saxophonist Malcolm Boss, jam melody, skill, pan arranger and the composer. Over 20 titles to his name. Mr. Duvon Stewart, your host for the evening, Darrell Mendoza, the Saint. Showtime 8 p.m. Admission $200. Get your tickets at Cafe Blue, Lyson Road, Port Spain, or call 738-4884 for further information. Don't forget 26th of July, Cafe Blue, Lyson Road. Many Moods of Oscar B. Showtime 8 p.m. See you there. It's gonna be a mood. Come on.
This isn't just a bottle, it's a moment. Coca-Cola is asking you to come out on August 2nd at Shops at West City Canaan, 12 to 5 p.m. and customize your Coke. Can't find your name in stores? We'll print it. More info on Instagram and Facebook at Caribbean Bottlers TT.
Looking for a preschool for your child? Well, look no further. At Leaping Learners Preschool, we believe that every child deserves a jumpstart to success in a safe and loving environment. We prepare your little ones for primary school while giving them the care and attention they deserve, whether they're 3 or 7 years old. At Leaping Learners Preschool, we cater to children with special needs and provide long hours of care from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. so you can rest easy knowing your child is in good hands. And for our tiniest learners, babies aged 3 months to 2 years, we offer nurturing daycare services to help them grow and thrive. Join the Leaping Learners family today. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Leaping Learners Preschool or visit our website at leapinglearnerstt.com to learn more. We are located in Barataria. Called 744-1523. That's 744-1523. Your child's future begins with a leap.
We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. Play way fast cash, that is the fit. We rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. No extra spend, just vibes and luck. Play way and fast cash turn up. We rollin', yes we rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. Mega mix or monster pick. Jackpot from 10,000 quick.
Jackpot starting at $10,000 have now been added to NLCB's Playway and Fast Cash games. Wager on Playway Mega Mix or Fast Cash Monster Draw for a chance to win the jackpot after every draw. Don't miss out. Visit NLCBGames.com for details. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifaba Mishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke.
And every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight,
I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Street 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in
every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight
for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 to 186 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna, for the program Health and Healing, merging the old with the new, with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. 800. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
Join the winning team with Pastor Alkaline John
every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
live on the Street 919 FM as he talks about Lviv, the power of 5 fruits, one of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, goji, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health performance and disease. Join him as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079, or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com. Remember,
every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
live on the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
United together, come together, stronger together, unite together, united together, come together, stronger together, unite together, united together, come together, stronger together, unite together, united together, come together, stronger together. Emancipate yourself from all of the mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from all the bad mind and envy. Africans must love each other. Help one another, pray for each other. Emancipate yourself from all of the mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from all the bad mind and envy. Africans must love each other, help one another, pray for each other. Tell my people gather together, together. When Africans gather together, together, we become more stronger, and we will have the victory. We will have the victory. When Africans gather together, together. When Africans gather together, together, we become more stronger, and we will have the victory. We will have the victory. Let us stop killing each other, each other. Respect and love one another, one another. Uplift and help out each other, and rebuild our families, rebuild our families. Let us stop killing each other, each other. Respect and love one another, one another. Uplift and help out each other, and rebuild our community, rebuild our communities. Emancipate yourself from all of the mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from all the bad mind and envy. Africans must love each other, help one another, pray for each other. Emancipate yourself from all of the mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from all the bad mind and envy. Africans must love each other, help one another, pray for each other.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
There are two things I want to mention. Netco, and I hope this government understand the opportunity that lies with Netco. Netco, I call it, to simplify it, a whole hand financing agency. You don't lend your money and leave you and you go your way. Yes, it's a development, it's an entrepreneurial development lending agency. So you can have a fellow who never run a parlor in his life, you understand nothing about business or not like that, have a critical role in terms of lending. So help a man develop a business. The welder who normally buys the steel in the hardware and take the bill and he throw it in his pocket, or he trade down the road, he interested in bill and so forth, is to help develop people. But you need persons inside of there who understand business, yeah? And you might need...
But that's not what it had before.
It started out, not so now. You need mentorship inside Netco. So you must have people, your board must be made up of people who been in business, who are in business, who understand business, yeah? Entrepreneurs should be some of the leadership position inside there. People who went through the gravel and the grind, who understand. Yes, the nigglings of business, not somebody who read in a textbook. I could give one experience I had in business. I had a distribution company once. And I call it, I label it a C-class distribution company because I only sell to parlors and so forth in Trinidad, not the big groceries and so forth. And at one time, the bank stopped me from depositing. The manager wanted to see me and find out where I getting all this cash from every day. And when I explained the business I'm doing and so forth, they could never understand that parlors in Trinidad does so much business. These are bank people. I had to bring all my bill books for the bank. This true story is my story. My bill books where I sell to parlors. They came to see my warehouse where I was stocking these things, my vans and them, because they couldn't believe parlors in Trinidad does so much business. It could be for other reasons, but what I'm saying is this is the reason they give. That parlor doing all this business every day.
So now they start marketing like the fast food machine to call parlors now. So every time you push your car, you're making money from you and you're making money from the parlor too.
What I'm saying, you have people in banks who are accustomed with the traditional banking system and so forth, and what they know, you lend on 5% interest rate and they lend you and they hope you bring a business plan and all kind of funniness like that. Netco model isn't like that. Netco is develop somebody to hold them, walk with them, guide them through the cane field and the landmines and so forth. Likewise, CPEP start off like that, the incubator for entrepreneurs. But then you have to put the right people to develop entrepreneurs, but you can't get one who never had a business before you understand how a parlor does operate.
But then it get very political, and then
we lose this more.
We just sending people because they want money, and we just putting people in
and not understand the vision of
in
the thing.
CPEP because they political, they supported us, and as a result, you have,
and we lose.
You know what you have.
But you know, if we do the right thing, those same people who are our supporters, we could really build them into something. You know, if we do the right thing and not hand out. And the handouting that killing us. But relative to when you all had the session yesterday, innovation and technology, there's a global index for that. You know them fellas.
And we are very low on it. We trying to be
out of 133 countries, rated 105.
Yes. We are very. This is what we say. We are very low on it. So you're wondering why.
Jesus Christ.
Why? But it all, as I said, it begins that strategy. You have to now think.
Yes.
This is where I want to move Trinidad and Tobago to, and we were using the analogy of gate. Right? If you want to develop your country, if you want to develop innovation, let gate fund innovation, MBAs and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed. 100%.
I remember when I was doing my MBA, we were told about a couple initiatives that was developed and became very, very big coming out of that program in Lockjack. And there are some of them very big today. They came out of that. But what I'm saying is, if you want to move your country, and I was telling you about culture the other day, you have, as a country, you have to drive it. You have to take the initiative, fund the things that you need to grow, and tax the things that you don't want to go. It's like food, for instance. If you think that, just giving you an example, if you think that salt and sugar and flour and all oil and all those things are bad for your economy and bad for your people because it's clogging up the healthcare system and that kind of thing, well, then make them things very expensive. Make those things very expensive to bring to the country in the first place and otherwise. And make the things that are keeping your people healthy very reasonable for people to be able to access. Right? Finance agriculture, finance things that would make people live longer and live more comfortable. It's not even about living longer because we will all live the same age. Right? But it's about living longer, healthier.
Healthier.
Right? And I'm saying this to just give a hint as to where we should go with respect to development and with respect to food and security and all that kind of thing. All our $7 billion we spending on food every year, right? We're bringing in things that you go to the US, you try to live a few days. People hardly cook there, you know. Everything there is pre-cooked in the grocery and pizza and all that kind of everything designed to kill you. Kill you fast. Take your money. It's cheap, but it designed it's not doing anything for you, and it's the same thing with Trinidad again. The same
we
thing.
must learn
You
from
can't
that.
think Trinidad eating all them munchies and thing, all them thing bad for you, but them thing cheap. Make them thing, tax them. I will make a pack of conkles $40. And take take $35 from it and put it back in the healthcare system.
Our healthcare system $4 billion a year.
So that's what mashing up the system. The kind of things people eating. Sometimes you go a lady and collect food from she weekend, and the food salty. Ashamed to tell she that you throw it in the bed when you reach home.
I know who he does buy food from. You know what you're buying your food from.
I just
I understand. Good point taken. But again, that stems from a overarching vision of what you want in terms of pillars of development. Could be health is one pillar. And what we want to see for our people relative to health, and we build out a pillar and we set up policy and an agenda to achieve that. But if you don't have that, we live Vicky-Vi, we go down the road, what happen, and so forth.
And at the end of the day, this is why we only vote government into office to be able to guide us in those kind of, and manage the system. Manage the system and guide us so that they create an equitable system for everybody to live by freely. If you have plenty money, by what you do, you could eat what you want. You could do what you want because you could pay your own health care and all that kind of thing. But if that's not the case with you, right? You could eat what you want, but you had to have the money to do it. And it's the same thing with everything. Education, you want to guide the country in a particular direction, you want innovative thinking, you want finance that. The same thing with everything. Just saying.
But you know, I look at something. Our corruption index, out of 180 countries, we rank 79, you know. Corrupt like hell. And these are the things that impeding our positive development, you know. Innovation is way rock bottom, so we really are trading economy. You go there is some show, some manufacturers had some show and so forth up there. But if you check yourself, how much people really manufacturing?
Not much.
Not much. They are manufactured, but people, the input to a large extent. Lloyd Best talk called we assemble a economy that assembles things and so we manufacturing, you know. So everything for that end product, we just bring in everything.
I mean, Lloyd Best was so on point in his time. But he said it.
We assemble product.
Even in those times when he said that, we were much better. We were much
more creative
than we are today. Because today, everybody just on the money. We just looking to make money from people. We buying things from wherever. We selling it back at 10 times the price, and you know that kind of thing.
We businessmen.
We call himself
businessmen. Really and truly?
Really and truly.
Yeah, hustler.
Give me a break now. Yeah, hustler.
Let's look at this. Why it is, you know, there's a conversation, I hear it ad nauseum. We are the best cocoa, right? But yet we export the cocoa to somebody to do something. And I ask myself the question, is it when we export the cocoa for somebody to make chocolate with it? Is the people making chocolate from Mars, or is it men just like us? You understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So we can make chocolate too? That we can take from originally chocolate, process, and start producing a high quality chocolate in Trinidad? We can't do that?
Well, I find that we given them so much answers, but I mean... what?
But it didn't pious analyze and give
I know. But we ain't seen the result of that.
Okay.
In the way we should be seeing it. Because it's not just us. I mean, you hear people talking all the time. A lot of people have the answers to things. But why it is when they get in office, it is so hard for it to be done? Why?
You see, the problem... First, you understand why the person got into office for. why. Okay, I say myself, I was in government for some years, as you know, with you also. But I had a passion for bringing about a ease in the lives of the citizen, you know. The passion was for that. And I remember URP, I'll give you a simple example with URP as the case may be. You know, they had the ghost gang, and so they say, inverted commas, me and a ghost gang and so forth. And they had people on the road chipping, and what I developed, and I think probably is how we were trained.
Let me take this call,
Yeah.
this lady calling here.
Someone-
Good afternoon, caller. Take your call. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Well, I was listening to, oh gosh, Ollie was saying such a nice story just now, but anyway. Matteson was good. What Matteson was saying about, you know, all the good things and things what they could do. And Selvan, you know, saying, but why we like our cocoa. Do you all know another fact? Do you all know that we have the best, the highest rated cocoa? It's not what they could do. We already have the highest rated cocoa in the world. Do you know, world, right? And that's why the people want it and all, but we don't want it because we will go and buy from other countries and thing and eat the little snacks. So I like what Madison was saying, and I was going to listening to what I wondering why you all are not in office. You know, when you now say, no, as Selvan said, it's what they get into the office for, and he has a passion for whatever. That is why people depending on the governance, people in governance. It's a waste of time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because you have crooks and thieves. Everybody mightn't be you, Matteson, but it will be the man sitting along next to you in your office. Don't come and tell me I'm not telling you it's you. But bet your bottom dollar have kind of all in the office here who are willing, unlike you, to thief, to bring this, to do that. Everything they have is people they bring in. And I'm not saying it is one person or, you know, or the certain people not good, but they are good people. But the majority of a lot of the people are crooks. And they are the ones who and another thing to Selvan. You said, I was wondering why you're not why the leaders, that we have the wrong people in the wrong places. But anyway, another thing too, let me tell you all something. You see, people in governance, especially, and I will say it big and bold, PNM. I am not, I just go for that because I never voted PNM, and I'll tell you big and bold. You know what happened to the PNM people, and that's why I never liked PNM as an institution, because everybody's doggy and it's like bottom. Everything they want, they have to go to the bottom, the tail between the leg. If they say no, they go into the Mr. Whoever it is, whether it's Mr. Manning, Mr. Whoever they pick his master is the king. Number one, there's anoint the leader of the party, especially in the PNM. There's always put it like if they beholden to him. And that is wrong. Therefore, people should know that it's the people. They have to bow down to the people. And I always tell people that. They should be beholden to you. And what I don't like, even big people, like if you all were in an office, and could you do so and so? No, we're trying to see Mr. Man, whoever the person. We're trying to see him. And they always have like the tail between the legs. To me, all through my life, and I saw that, and I did not like that. Other parties were a little more smart. You understand? Check it out. Other parties, they are, you see, like how Tobago thinking, and they know they want to kick out somebody, they kick out because they brain. They are not this kind of doggy. You understand? I watched it, even Penny today, like a little loopy dog. I always tell people that. And they are in office, they are supposed to lead, as what Mr. Matteson said, supposed to drive the country into wherever they wanted to go. And she can't even drive herself into the office of her minister, and now she's the minister. Anyway, I just, you know what I mean? But I find Mr. Selvan, I am still waiting on your number.
Coming at it, coming at it, coming at
So I want to give you money.
Yes,
But I
coming
am
at
not
you.
making joke, I want to see all in office because this kind of talk, and tomorrow morning is the same loopy dog thing, and don't put, because I'm positive you are not going to put the tail between your legs.
At all. At all.
Right?
At all. Thank
All right.
you.
So
Thank
that is
you.
what we need, right?
Thank you.
Okay, I'm listening. You were saying something about UPEP.
Europe. Oh, you're on the ball way. They're attentive out there. Boy, can't miss. Yeah. What we looked at, Matheson, the budget at the time and the allocation, as far as I'm concerned, was, in my mind, to give measurable work, to justify the money coming to the ministry for that. Yeah? And relative to that, we actually designed. Go ahead.
I can take Mr.
Yeah,
President.
call is important. Yeah. What's your name?
Good
Yeah.
afternoon, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Welcome, Prezi.
Mr. Saigon, good afternoon, Mr.
Matheson.
Marcuson, yeah. Whose name is kind of slipped, Stephen.
Stephen, yeah, that's the easier one.
No, I like to call people by the whose name, you know. So
Yeah,
if it
exactly,
slipped,
good.
it's slipping. I don't understand all I'm doing there. And, well, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, too.
Good afternoon.
Now, I listening to the program. I always could have a complaint, but I'm trying not to have too much of a complaint because you know how much time I just call, but and now getting. Anyway, one thing I like how the program setting off from, it have a lot of emphasis to do with it, even come off from the program I had yesterday about how to innovate the educational system. Which really and truly, even what all you're talking about, and that going into like business. Because what all you're talking about is all like the labor, the utility, and all of them things. And it's also, if you want to put them in, all of these things want decentralization, diversification, innovation, all these words needed for the whole system. The lady now point out something there. It's rough, it's hard, it's straightforward with the truth. And I keep on saying so all the time, we have to get away from this colonial independence and get into the reality of republic independence. Understand them two words I take all you on top there, and I tell you, I just learn a lot. I learned a lot before here, and I learned much more from all you, and I just really wanted to come in to fit in a little debate. I use the word debate while all you're talking because it could fit well in period while all you're talking, but let me leave the butt alone. But in truth, that diversification of the whole society, every different aspect of it, education, everything, able to, coming out from having certificate, you're able to, from a big, wide, this piece of little UWI they have there, that should have been like 6, 7, or 12 times the power of that to able to educate or inculcate intelligence and things, also to science and all these things supposed to come in. So when they label somebody, they're able to think for themselves. And out of that, watching societies like China create for themselves. And that whole consciousness of what comes from the education will bring now that you have these people that you could put in labor, you could put them in the industries, you could put them there because you're bringing, that is how the system really was set to be. But in greed, having people taking all the money, can't program nothing, leaving the institutes and them halfway, not even halfway done, not done, and walking away. And today, look how we are fighting to make connection from the education in the first place. Because what you teach, what you really teach, you teach industrial education just for people to work for you. You really program a science of thinking, philosophy, psychology, and sociological consciousness to bring the mind to able to create. At the present time, we African and Indian and all of we poor people, we can't even create our ants. Then people create a helicopter, they create things going to the moon, the stars. Why? They make sure that we didn't create just work for us. We have to change that. When I tell them that we form an organization, it has to be the key. When I'm fighting to have people who still is organization of colonialism, holding them as it and only begging them to do. They will never, I keep on saying, they will never make you a master when they intend to make you a slave. We have to, I keep on telling you, you have a great purpose right now to form a caucus of the people, and the people understand the caucus, and all you be having everybody like, all you form the caucus and work with it. By the time the election, let's all in the end, they will all 12 to upset legislation when it's making legislation in the cabinet and the parliament, and all through the systems of the public ministries. We need to connect. I have a paper out there, and that paper directed from all you know. I was a president, went to village councils, and I went through the system quietly without no big education and certificate. And able to hand all your educated people something to roll it, but work with and do something with. Thank you,
Thank you, Prezi.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You know, Prezi talk there.
Many things I'm ready.
All right.
Thank you, thank you.
You know, across my mind when you was talking there, you remember Tantique? We used to plant teak for shipbuilding and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where about that Tantique plan that we had? We just shut down everything?
We still have plenty teak and things.
But it's been a functioning.
I don't know if it's functioning.
So we started reforestation with the intention of replanting all those things, you know.
But just going back into the engineering and the re-engineering of the people and the thinking of the people over the years, and how we corral people into believing or following us, one, as politicians, or two, you know, groupthink, you know, the concept of groupthink. I mean, if the leader say this, then everybody will agree with it, for want of being part of the group, you know, groupthink. But, you know, all of that is remind me of, I remember reading, when I was IWER the first time, I did a book review, and the book review I did was this book by C.L.R. James, The Black Jacobins. And there was a passage in that book that talked, I think it's just probably around the first or the second passage, that spoke about how you got slaves to conform on the ship, on the Middle Passage. So there were times when they would have uprising, even slaves in chain, that uprising on the ship, and for the to calm the masses down, they would take one slave and cut him up into about 300 pieces and feed him. Feed those pieces. Everybody had to eat piece of that slave. And that was a way to contain the slaves on the ship coming to the Middle Passage. Now, people of African descent who came to this part of the world, the New World as they would call it, they went through a huge amount, they went through a lot. And sometimes when you listen to people, and when you listen to you know, they like to call, sometimes we call people names without even thinking, well, why we call them that. So we call people like house niggers or house slaves and that kind of thing. And to a large extent, a lot of the house slaves or the people you could consider house slaves came to Trinidad, or there was in Trinidad, because we just conform. We just
docile.
It doesn't necessarily happen like that in Jamaica. It doesn't necessarily happen like that in Haiti and some of the other places, Dominican Republic and some of the other places. But we just docile, we take everything. At the end of the day, the education system was designed to a large extent. I seen a caller. Let me take this call. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, the Empires.
Yes.
How you guys doing today, and everybody there?
Welcome,
welcome, sir.
So, Mr. Mattison and Mr. Selvin, let me start off from the beginning. We did not fight for independence. We were given independence.
Correct.
And when we were given independence, we were ruled by one of our own. But from inception, we didn't teach people about evolving, we teach people about surviving. And we grew up with the culture of just surviving and not evolving. Then in the 1970s, we had educated people. And the educated people, they stand up for something. They stand up for equal rights, why we cannot work in the banks, and things like that for equal money, equal pay, and to liberate us. People's eyes are opening because a lot of this studied in Trinidad. And we were starting something, but then it was shut down by the same thing called legislation. And you see, with legislation, it holds back up people. I would never see that people in Trinidad is lazy, because rent in Trinidad is very high and people have to work more than one job to be able to pay it who working for the minimum wage. So I would not say we have a lazy culture. What we have is a culture that is a dependency culture. And we have to look to evolve from that and change people thinking. Now, for instance, look at three of you guys. Three of you guys are very educated. And three of you guys have a wealth of knowledge. And three of you guys should have been part of any government who want to take the people forward. But the government realized that an educated society is not easily controlled. But we in a modern era here now with social media, internet. And you see how the people change their attitudes on everything that is going on. The same voting, they vote differently, they start asking different questions. They start asking the questions. Now you can come with no rhetoric and say this is so and that is so, and people not going to just say, okay. And I will never blame the people, because the people are always, they have the right to vote, because back in the day, they didn't have the right to vote.
Well, the life in Trinidad to a large extent, just like everywhere. Are you out in Chicago, or is it Boston?
I'm in Miami.
Right, but life in Trinidad and Tobago is changing, maybe not as fast as it is in where you are, but it is changing. People are eventually waking up and realizing, listen, a lot of things that we were fed before is not necessarily so. You need to have different kind of different systems to suit the time that we are in, and therefore people now starting to wake up or come out of the shell and see, well, this is not working for us, and what they were telling us before wasn't maybe might have can't work today, Yep. So a lot of people are waking up and seeing what is the thing, what will work for us. We are not too sure if the politicians are still working in a framework of the 1970s, or they have evolved to what is expected today. But certainly the world is running away and leaving us behind.
Yeah? And that's a great point, Mr. Matterson, because look for instance, right? You are human resource
management consultant.
I would say consultant. You get like maybe $1,200 or $1,300 an hour or something like that.
Nah, you mean US? You mean US?
Why are you trying to underpay us, brother? Why are you trying to deprive us of a living man? But
no.
People.
I call it price in US. I call it 12.
Oh, all right.
In the US.
Okay.
I ain't saying TT.
Okay.
Right? Because we talking so, and you coming on, sure, you guys coming on the radio, educating, trying to let the people know that, hey, the way how we was thinking back is not the same. And I sure when you work in certain companies, right, when you're going to do your research and all that, some of the policies was there to protect the company, not the workers.
Correct.
And you change the narrative, you're trying to change the narrative. And this is how the society will change. We can, you see, the way how we were far back, people can't expect for us to change in 10 years. You know? We had to go with a system. We will take at least 25 years to be up in technology, up in agriculture, up in everything, because we were stagnant. And with social media, we will change people's minds. And you guys doing a great job. Look on this.
Yeah, but one of the good things that I'm seeing coming out of this particular administration is that they are coming down to the floor to meet the people as it relates to budget. So we are in an era or a time of the year when budget planning is taking place, and the man who voted, who you would think have no, or who usually perennially will have no say, this government, for whatever reason, is going to each constituency through its MPs and dealing with the issue of pre-budget consultation, and that to me is a good idea. I look forward to seeing how much that they take from the public is implemented in their budget planning and their budget when it is put forward. We have with us our third umpire, and I would like to give him the opportunity to say a few words, given what we would have said before.
Well, I'm at the back of the class today. Too much
naughty boy.
Attention. So we're seeing some reference to what we discussed yesterday.
Yeah.
In terms of
innovation
and development, and really and truly, I mean, yesterday we did explore some philosophical angles as to why, why we have so much traveled politicians on both sides, batting and bowling side. Yet every idea that comes up, it can't work. Somebody saying it can't work. This can't work, that can't work. I remember the guy, Mr. John Charles, telling us about the Innovation Index. I heard you all refer to that.
Yeah.
But the elephant in the room is the elephant in the room is our inability to address the environment that will foster such creativity and innovation. And that's how we narrowed down yesterday to the school system, because it can't be legislated downwards alone. That will not work. You could have as much ISO, and who's going to do it? And do we have innovation has also become, from my little observation and readings, part of culture of societies in which they exist, like China and Japan and some of these places. It's not just a job. And how do we create that culture? It's
in the blood.
Yes.
The system.
Yes.
Get up every morning and we know that what we had to do.
Yeah, they're behind it. And whether you have the technology, I am going to improve on it. Yeah. And if you improve on what I improve on, I'm going to improve on what you improve on. Yeah. And that causes development. But Selvon did mention, I think I heard some of that, about us being a parliament and shopmen and just consumers and a distribution hub and people who are sole distributors and control monopoly of distribution and making millions. So why invent anything? If I can just get the dealership to bring in pencils because my grandfather get that and I pass it down, and I've been able to politically to protect competition, so I continue, and even if a next pencil come out, it's my cousin doing it.
Right, but we had to move away from looking at them. We had to move away. The system, the government must create an enabling system, an enabling environment,
yes.
So that not just them could survive, everybody could survive. And whether you open up trade, whether you open up open up the ability to purchase things online or whatever, so we will remove that kind of competition, not competition, that barrier to getting the same thing. One and two, innovation. Listen, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. First thing, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. You could innovate. You could think about something right now, and think about the functionality of it, and go Alibaba or go China, take a trip to China and talk to any one of them big manufacturers, and they'll build a machine to do it. And you bring it down here and you start manufacturing it, and you're selling it back to the same people in China, any part of the world. He says that's what they do. So what I'm saying is, as I say, you don't really have to reinvent the wheel. You can innovate in terms of your thinking, where you want to. If you remember the time you tell me you're bringing boots for containers or boots for security companies and things, but it's not really your boots. You just call the man in China.
I just tell him what I want, how I want it. I give him a label. I have a brand, my own brand coming from China and so forth.
Right?
But in terms of innovation, I want to jump in. You know me, I like to tell my story, not his story.
You're sharp up today, right? What you need to hear, man? No, what? You're sharp up today, right?
And I remember we had, you remember Maggi oil?
Maggi oil or Maggi oil?
The oil, yes, the Maggi oil, or cooking oil.
Oh,
yeah, Maggi brand cooking oil.
Them thing oil kill people?
No, but no, the point again at the machine that fill that, we build that ourselves, you know. From the labeling of the bottles to the filling of the bottle to the capping, we actually built it ourselves. Innovation here, we didn't import no machine. We also design, I think China probably behind the counter with one, a no ice cream pail. They just put your ingredients, plug it in, and within half hour you have ice cream done. No ice cream pail. Yeah. But that was done here by us in our engineering department.
Yeah, but nobody didn't patent that, because I bought one recently and I bought it from China.
From China, yeah, I know. No, what I'm saying, we went, that's how I knew it had, IDB had like ice cream engineers. They have a engineer for every, you think about it, there's some engineer for it and so forth. So we went looking for financing for it, because we didn't have that environment to say, how do we promote this or advance this? We had the money to go out further with it. And we started the process of patenting it and so forth, our design. But what I'm saying, there are creative people, a lot of innovative people in Trinidad, but the environment, as you all say, to develop it, where you get the financing from, where you get that support system from, it doesn't really exist. So you get frustrated and you're going to look for work. Right now we're doing something, how to get the Minister of Agriculture to come and look at what we're doing. You know, tomato, have a crop time for the plant tomato. We produce tomatoes 6 months for the year. Continuously we produce tomatoes in Trinidad right now.
I didn't know you couldn't produce it.
No,
I thought you could have produced all through the year.
No.
I just plant tomatoes all through the year, man.
Tomatoes, yeah, price going up and price going up.
I just plant tomatoes all through the year.
Right. This is it. So we have ways of planting tomato right through the year, so tomato prices will be sustained and make it affordable. Prices go up because things get scarce and things go up and so forth. You could plant corn right through the year. A lot of things you could do right through. But what I'm saying is that we are not given the necessary support, and government policy, as you always say, the role of government now, executive now, that 41 is to create policy. Yeah? So all these creative people outside there could thrive and expand and so forth. They had to get involved in it, you know.
don't have to do, just create the environment.
Let me give you an example of what I was talking about. Years ago, maybe around 2013, because I was at Cipriani then, I was fooling around with agriculture. More so, obviously, understanding at my age, everything has changed and whatever. So I was really heading to the hydroponics and aquaponics and etc. and etc. And I went to some of the thing. Now, to support your hydroponic system, if you have to go the agriculture way, you'll try and get a loan from the ADB. To get a loan from the ADB, you have to have a farmer's badge. To have your farmer's badge, you have to be in charge or have possession or operation of
some land,
certain size of land.
To be a farmer?
Yes.
What you
but
hurting me?
Dine on something new, I mean.
Yes.
No,
understand this.
Just what I'm saying. So just now. So you're not considered a farmer if you have a little 5,000 square feet and you plant it and say, you're not a farmer.
No.
You have a farmer.
I think it's a lot or 2 lots.
So it's prohibitive then to be a farmer in Trinidad is a prohibitive kind of thing.
But not only that.
But you get farmers bad to be able to access cheaper
and loans and etc. But not only that, remember,
kind of thing.
agriculture is changing. And in the world today, agriculture is not going vertical anymore. It's going horizontal.
Exactly.
So therefore, you can do hydroponics in this studio. But you will not get your farmer's badge.
Listen, exactly.
Because this studio is less than a lot of land.
I just want you repeat that. I want you that sinking because I know the Minister of Agriculture is listening this evening and so forth. Repeat.
So I went along trying to get, so my headache was now to get possession of.
Yes, sir. I want to qualify this. You saying if I doing spatial agriculture.
Yes.
Right?
Up.
Right? Vertical agriculture.
Vertical, yes.
I do have a 2-acre land.
Yes.
I'm planting real thing.
You can't get a farmer's badge.
So we have 3 stories. Real thing, I can't get a farmer's badge.
No.
I can't get help from ADB.
I don't know if what Ronaldo saying is true, but
no, where's the criteria? I know that is the criteria.
Maybe somebody could tell us if that is so.
No, I'm going to research it tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will find ADB themselves.
But I believe what Ronaldo saying to be true because I know some people who have the farmer's badge, and you have a lot of people with farmer's badge with hundreds of thousands of estates, acres of land in Trinidad. They're not even using it. They're not even planting that.
I have one friend who have about 40 acres of land. He doesn't own the land, he renting the land. But he have about 40 acres of land producing, selling wholesale market, and he can't get a farmer's badge. You know why? He doesn't own the land. What's that? 40 acres producing, if you're going full crop, in the market, wholesaling, truckloads of things. Can't get a farmer's badge because he doesn't have a deed for it.
Again,
he have a rental, he rented the land, eh?
Well, what we need in Trinidad clearly is a clear vision, a clear mission, a clear philosophy on where we're going, and let everything else cascade down, farmer's badge, everything else cascade down into that, so that Trinidad and Tobago could start spending the kind of money we spending externally to buy nonsense that killing me people. It's a cyclical thing. I mean, you're buying things to kill your people, then you have to resuscitate them through a healthcare system that you're fighting them to keep alive. That's craziness. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Just sit down on YouTube tonight and check out all the foods that you should eat and you shouldn't eat, and what kills you fast and what give you a stroke, what give you a heart attack. Check out them thing on YouTube. Right? Stop eating them things.
So one of my relatives, he was living out in Asia because he's on some offshore health and safety agency. So he got obviously they do well, buy land, want to get into agriculture. But on that part of the world, labor there's a serious trust to have it automated and technologically driven. So they do drone spraying. Nobody drives around acres of land anymore.
No.
You put a drone in the air with chemicals. He tried to bring in a drone and it got seized.
In Trinidad.
In Trinidad.
Yeah, because you see,
ask him 20 questions. Where was that for? You sure you're going to bomb up the place? And all kind of.
Yeah, because
because he thought what he saw.
It would make sense in Trinidad.
It would make sense. Our lots are much smaller.
Yeah.
You talk about Asia, so you talk about for miles. You know, you're talking about people who are traditionally in the hot sun and having just slave face disease and whatever.
So the CC drone.
It's easy, June.
Right.
Because somebody doesn't understand it.
Right.
And then the legislation doesn't allow for it. And you're getting one set of bacchanal.
It's like a man coming here with a pink camouflage and they say that guy's camouflage still be taking it.
Yeah.
Fat child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craziness. We have some weird, I mean, it's like we thinking broad, but we ain't thinking narrow. We ain't thinking to put things in place. We ain't thinking in the way we should be thinking. In other words, we just putting out wholesale thing. We just how I should put it. we just taking things and we carbon copying, we copying things and thinking it will work for Trinidad and Tobago.
Because we as a country have no clearly defined goals as to what we want for our people. If we define what we want for our people and the standard of living that we would like to experience, then we'll start setting a course for that. But we is walla walla, what happen, up and down, jump up, crappo, smoke with pipe, all kind of thing like that. And we have to get serious. I know we had the 2020 vision that speak to some level of direction, but it's a start. We have, I don't know what the pillars of development, I don't know what this executive or this batsman would develop as their pillars of development and what areas of the economy they want to strengthen. You might be able to strengthen all. But let's focus on about 2 or 3 that we could say we have achieved something significant that we could build on in the future. But just pelting the broom all about the place, you'll never get the house clean at all. Really. So
an example,
so in Barbados, for instance, in partnership with the bank, and I see we're going to break, and I think it's Republic Bank, I'm told, they have made the legislative change to allow you to go solar and sell back some of your excess energy to the grid. That has changed the landscape. That has changed the landscape there. So a lot of people, because the bank is backing it now, a lot of residential people are going that way, and it's turning into business because you may generate excess energy than you need to run your house.
Exactly.
You get to sell that back to the national grid.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow.
And the bank supports that. I think it's the same Republic Bank in Barbados. So you understand that that will foster the people that are going on the internet now and research solar energy, where to buy, then jobs, people installing, people. So that will have a whole spin-off effect.
And next business again.
Of course. Of course. And at the end of the day, the environment as well. But we're going to a break now. We need to pay some bills. We're going for drinks on the Street 91.9 FM. The Third Empire. We'll be back after the break. Stay with us.
Stay with us.
You've got bills to pay. And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
Attention business owners. Are you looking to reach a vast audience and boost your brand's visibility? Then look no further. The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000 followers on our social media platforms, our radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services. Join us and let your message be heard by thousands of eager listeners. Contact us now to learn more about our affordable advertising packages. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to connect with your target audience. Advertise with the Street 919 FM today. For more information, call 399-5959 or 384-2232.
Whoever said messy was a bad thing totally missed the point. Take that hit song everyone loves now. It probably started like this. Baby, calm down. That's why KFC is celebrating the messy moments with our Messy Cruncher and Messy Zinger sandwiches for only $34.95. Imagine a crunchy, golden brown, flavorful chicken sandwich sauced to perfection with our signature sweet, spicy, tangy sauces. Oh boy. So crunch into the deliciously messy moments today. Check socials for details. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. Play way fast cash, that is the fit. We rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. No extra spend, just vibes and luck. Play way and fast cash turn up. We rollin', yes, we rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. Mega mix or monster pick. Jackpot from 10,000 quick.
Jackpots starting at $10,000 have now been added to NLCB's Playway and Fast Cash games. Wager on Playway Mega Mix or Fast Cash Monster Draw for a chance to win the jackpots after every draw. Don't miss out. Visit NLCBgames.com for details. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Are you tired of scratching the surface? Do you want to understand the real forces shaping Trinidad and Tobago? From the delicate dance of our energy sector on the global stage to the geopolitical shadows behind the crime affecting our streets, we dig deeper. The third umpire goes beyond the headlines. We connect the dots between local challenges and the international currents that truly impact your life, your wallet, your security. Join Stephen Matheson, Selvin Mitchell, and Ronaldo Rollux, 3 employment law and human resource management consulting professionals, as they unpack the complexities, analyze the power plays, and reveal the often hidden realities. Understand the game. Understand your role in it. The third umpire, critically analyzing Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political realities on how they affect your daily lives. Tune in Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on The Street 919 FM. Don't just listen to the news. Understand it.
Get hot this summer. Oh no, we mean H-U-T, as in hot days mean hot deals with Pizza Hut. Get 1 large pizza plus single breadsticks for only $135, or go bigger with 2 large pizzas, family breadsticks, and cinnamon rolls for just $290. All your favorite pizzas with all the toppings you love all summer long. So head to the Hut and get your hot deals while this offer is super hot. Pizza Hut, now that's delivering.
If you love summer and you love pizza, then you'll love Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat summer. Head to the Hut for our big buffet every day. Then simply upload your receipt to our social media pages for a chance to win a PlayStation 5, a 5-island cabana experience for you and 9 friends, and so much more. Check our socials for details. Pizza Hut, now that's delivering.
Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes. Free entry and an all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. 'Cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong. No
there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
So line up, link up, creep up, rock and come in. It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Reggae Rock Sundays on the Street 919 FM with yours truly, MC Duke and Selector Kochi on the ones and twos. So make it a date and don't be late. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on the Street 919 FM. Got 'em our way, King Selassie.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yes, folks, we are back online.
Yeah, so we were just chatting about, the need for, but this is not just a business discussion. I mean, there are a lot of politics involved and legislative issues involved, and we've have to ask ourselves why things are the way they are. And there's a reason. Don't feel nobody didn't come up with the idea, we didn't come up with this first. No. And when you start to dig and ask questions about why like how we partner here just ask about the hole in Marval.
Yeah.
That can't fix. I
Yeah.
tell them that not to fix. That is not to fix. What you trouble with that hole for? 15 men coming to fix that hole.
Right over the road, they write it.
No matter, so say they waiting for the Baco man to fix the tiny Baco.
Yeah.
They pay you $2,000 to come. Yes, they put one Baco of gravel in the hole.
But on a serious note, we really have to create an environment for the youth and for people to, and one thing about it we discussed yesterday, we will definitely have to change our attitude and our definition of failure. And nothing defines failure in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm putting this in this national radio, more than the education system. That is our first definition of failure. You see that SCA? You see that common entrance? That is where it starts.
The little national award winner, see that?
Yeah. Failure.
12 years.
Because we want people to try and try again and try again. WD-40. We want people to go and go at it again. But if failures had to get the chair with 3 legs, and you pass and you could get a chair with 4 legs, then you know what will happen to people who we considered fail. But I mean, we have read enough to see that the people who have done well in the world have abandoned all education systems. They drop out of universities.
And we're not saying this in any way.
No.
To close down universities.
No, not to close it down.
We benefited from that.
But
however,
it was not the trust of their innovation. They found actually university was holding them back. If you look at Zuckerberg, he says that. It was holding them back. The creative, something about being creative does not happen with linear thinking and group thinking, and that's what we had to do, and this is a good answer, and that is about people who challenge that. And I will pause after this comment. I listen to Crazy Man Musk sometimes, but he's crazy, right? But crazy has a variation of good and bad. And he said he never studied to be rich. So they asked him, what drove you to being who you are? He said, I decided to solve a problem in the world. Some problem in the world. And he said, when you decide to solve one problem and monetize it, that the rest is history.
Exactly.
All he said was what problem he could solve.
I see that myself some time ago. I say, if Trinidad and Tobago could just develop one thing that is unique maybe to the world, and we have a lot.
Yeah.
And we sell that to say one part of we sell that to India, and we make that a staple in India. The person who do that becomes automatically became a billionaire. A billionaire. Billionaire.
You see the agreement
automatically
they signed today. Starmer and Modi signed a $6 billion trade agreement.
So
but then you have to have something to trade, right?
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But that should also veer us into the geopolitics, because there are a lot of things happening on the geopolitical front that will ultimately affect Trinidad and Tobago. And I just want to say that if you look at the way the world is going in relation to BRICS, say, I saw last night that 2 European countries, because Turkey sits between Europe and Asia.
Right.
Right? Europe and not Asia, Europe and the Middle East, I should say.
Yeah.
And Turkey is now looking to join BRICS. And you know why Turkey looking to join BRICS? Turkey edging the way to everyone and saying, listen, the European Union messing me around for the longest while. You know long everyone trying to get into the European Union, the EU, and they only shifting the goalposts. And he said, listen, I seen the way the world is going. I seen what BRICS is doing, because BRICS is BRICS is saying that come and join us. We have no conditions. It's not like NATO or any military alliance or anything. Come and join us. We have no alliance. We have no conditions. You can do what you want, right? Come and trade with us. Come and be a part of BRICS. And if you seen what is happening in the US, the US dollar is the world reserve currency. But to a large extent, the government, the US, is weaponizing the dollar. So you're just willy-nilly sanctioning countries. You're doing what you want, right, to remain the world hegemon. What you now have is BRICS is challenging that now. And BRICS, to a large extent, is becoming larger than the economy of America and the rest of them put together. And that is a challenge. And that will have some geopolitical consequences for countries like Trinidad and Tobago. What you had to say about that?
Well, we definitely have to figure out how we navigate this space. We do have our own national issues, but we do also have to follow international issues and line up behind the truck or the van, whichever van we feel will carry us where we want to go. I see the Minister of Energy has announced that ExxonMobil is going to invest soon.
Another American company who comes to take 90% and
some
80%.
billions. You know, they know, and they're going to do some energy, you know, business with Trinidad and Tobago. Sometimes we feel we are not affected by these things, but that's more so ignorance. Sometimes that's the level of our discussion. But definitely we do have to create the environment for FDIs. We do have to create the environment for foreign direct investment and innovation as well, and the creative sector and all these other things. So we have, let me give an example. We have the emancipation coming up. And I was reading yesterday from the script all the nice things that are going to be displayed on the village and until August the 1st. Well, what happens after August the 1st?
August the 2nd.
We forget we was emancipated.
That's the end of that. You pack up your suitcase.
No, but it's the same thing with Carnival and everything. You know? I mean, we have no long-term
vision.
Well, I don't even want to say vision. We somehow...
And these artisans need support. These little craftsmen, they need support. And
somehow
we're not
nationalistic. We do feel that we don't stand for nothing.
Yeah. And they need support
and that in itself is not a government thing. That's a Trinidad and Tobago thing. Remember we were talking about slavery and the plantation and what happened to the after the Islam plantation. It has to do something. It has something that the antecedent of that has to do something.
Nationalistic, but we are seasonal nationalistic.
Trinidad is
you playing Yuma cell phone? Or you are a tribe man?
No, I don't into the mass thing and so forth.
You played mass whole year.
You played whole year.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Trinidad lack leadership. I summarize that. And yeah, looking at based on your talk yesterday.
Yeah.
Out of 190 countries, we rated 105 in terms of the ease of doing business. So you say we are ready to take advantage of those opportunities you're talking about. 105 in terms of the ease of doing business, we are ready to do no business yet. We are ready to do no business yet. We're far from it.
But
we're talking about. Geopolitics, what I'm saying is that we are so far behind the curveball in innovation, in ease of doing business, our corruption index and so forth. We still in a plantation, serious plantation banana economy, you know.
We just was lucky to get a little bit of energy,
we
a little
just
bit of oil and monetize it
along the way, you know. If you look at when you measure us against other countries, and
let me take this call. Let me take this call, Selvan. Yeah, good afternoon, caller. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, hello. You're live.
Of course, I heard whoever it is saying we are in a plant. Listen, I don't know how many times I have to come to tell you all this. We are living on the plantation. Why you all getting on like you don't know? And remember, somebody said something about house niggers and all kinds of things. It's just that people have the different. Some people in Master House, right? They are the workers, you know, they are a little higher than the one out in the crop, on the plantation itself, right? We are living that. That's what I just told you. It's just that some people a little more educated. And you're talking about emancipation. You remember, I'm still waiting to be emancipated because we are not emancipated, right? They took the chains off your, as Bob said, off your feet and put it on your brain. Why you all don't understand that you're living that way? You're living that way, right? And that's what I told you about P&M and the eat of food. You remember their object is to eat a food. Years ago was when they called in a P&M, they used to say, oh, eat a food, you know, even in a radio station, let us hear from the eat a food people, right? And that was natural. So when you talk about plantation, you don't know that that's what I told you, whoever wins the election, not they themselves do it. The people figure, oh God, we give them power. I hear people say so-and-so in power, and who in power, P&M in power. There's nobody, the people, whatever little power they have, the people give it to them. Because it's the people is in power, put them there, and they just rock back. They give them. So they figure they are Massa, whether it is Manning, whoever it is, look, Massa come in. And I see that big and bold.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah.
Also, I am watching the three of you all. I'm still waiting to see. But anyway, Mr. Selvan, all is talking, all how you all are speaking. I waiting to see Selvan Bell, the cat.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
So to a large extent, what we require in Trinidad is leadership, right? We have
You're going back to leadership?
We have poor leadership in a number of areas. So we place people of convenience. I know you, but in terms of change management, we are too few change management leadership in Trinidad, and we go with status quo. And we see it from the CPEP thing, we see it from the sport company
Good
thing.
afternoon, caller.
Hey, good evening again, the Empires.
Hey.
So, Mr. Matheson, hey, what's up, guys? So, Mr. Matheson, they bring up a great point, you know, with BRICS. I think they're controlling like 61% of world trade now, and with America and the EU, I think it's like 19. So you see the domination coming in, right?
Yeah.
But I would, you know, for me, I don't want to come and say blame no people and all that. What Trinidad need to do, we need to lower our import food bill because I think it's like 8 billion or 9 billion or something.
Something to that.
We need to start to self-sustain ourselves. So
and it's not, and Kola, it's not hard to do. Kola, it's not hard to do that. It's not hard to do that at all. I've given them the blueprint on how to do that already. It's not hard.
Exactly, and we need to lower our import bill and take that money and invest it in the education system with the same method of AI. You see, we need, for the first thing we need to do in this country called Trinidad and Tobago, we need to know what is our standard. We need to explain to the people what type of life you want to live, what type of life you want your future generations to live. And sometimes we have to take the hard decisions. Sometimes life will be harder for a partial period until we move forward. And once we do that, you see, afterwards we could go into manufacturing it. But we have something here in Trinidad and Tobago which is the greatest asset in the whole Caribbean and CARICOM. You see our port, where it's situated, and this is one place we have to start to get in here now. This new administration use the port to our advantage, just like Singapore.
Exactly.
We need to start to have more shipment moving here. We're supposed to be close to Singapore. Because where we relocated is the ideal spot to deal with CARICOM, South America, and environments. All right, guys, look on this.
Yeah, thank you. I remember a couple years ago, I realized my blood, but I didn't know that. I went and do a medical checkup, and the doctor asked me. She said, "Your blood pressure kind of spiking." And she said, you eat rice? I say, yes. She says, cook your rice with salt? I say, yeah. She says, stop putting salt in your rice. Right? Just stop putting salt in your rice as a starter. And I stopped putting salt in my rice. And over time, I stopped. I didn't even know that it didn't have salt in your rice, because you start developing that taste. When you put salt in your rice now, it's that taste in it, and you say, oh, wow, this food has salt. And it's the same thing with everything. And that's certain things you just shouldn't be eating. Right? Rice and oil, vegetable oil and sugar and all them things. If you stop buying them things in the grocery, you will save yourself so much money and you'll be so much more healthy. Right? Just stop buying it. You don't need it.
But apart from that, you know, a lot of farmers will tell you in terms of your export market, a lot of the chemicals we use in our agriculture, we can export those crops to certain countries outside there because of the nature of the banned chemicals. So all wrong, we just doing some funny, curious thing that to our own selves.
That way is the planting no, man. You
exactly.
Could, listen,
but what I'm saying, government is allowing certain chemicals for crop to come in this country that other countries, you can yourself sell it in those countries. But we sit down here and we allow it to come in and we spray in our crops with it and say, well, we export. No, but we can't export it because we spray crop with this. Well, if them fellas outside there don't want that chemical in their crop, why they selling us the chemical? More so, why we buying the chemical?
Some of them chemical creating other pathogens,
exactly,
other
so
diseases to interfere with.
I'm trying to figure out, well, is everybody going mad?
Yeah, but again, you all said it earlier on. There are ways to grow food now. We don't really need all that sort of chemical. I bought something, a grow tent with all the apparatus, the fans and everything. It costs some money on Amazon. I ain't use it yet. But when they show you, people growing things like big marijuana trees and things, different things in the house, you know. Because you just had to plug in that in a room, put that in a room, plug it in, put a little water, your fertilizers and that kind of thing, and
you will see a 20. I saw
get your own sunlight, everything.
I saw a 20-story pig farm, you know. 20 stories in the air, pig farm on every floor, you know. Pig farm up in the air, spatial agriculture in China.
Yeah.
Spatial agriculture. Because I'm looking for ways how we could, with the space we have, right?
But we have plenty
and
space.
not in a rural area.
Anywhere.
Yeah, because
it's normal.
They
clean.
deal with the scent. They deal with everything. Clean.
So that waste now, they turn that into some biodegradable gas and all kind of thing. Like nothing is waste. And so we shouldn't be bringing in animal feed when we have so much agriculture wastage and so forth from the corn cobs and all this kind of thing. I turn it to animal feed. And so, but so where's the leadership for this change management?
So let's ask the pavilion. Pavilion, you all are listening. 3420081 4665391. In your view, do we want to reduce this food import bill? Do you think we, as a country, we're serious about reducing the food import bill? And give us your take on that whole discussion that we're having with Agri and what it will do for the country. You know, we've said a lot of things in budgets gone, but I mean, if you look at the food import bill from a business perspective, you do understand why we do have secret cows.
Yeah, I used to measure the government's seriousness to agriculture based on the budget Ministry of Agriculture used to get. I say, I see 700 million. I just pay salary.
When you see 1.3 billion, and I can say, well,
yeah, serious about
that is doing serious about agriculture. That is UE budget.
Because farmers need support and serious support at that, and the whole issue.
Every year farmers flooding out. We can't fix that, really.
Yeah.
We can't address
pretty
that.
larceny,
but
and they're killing some of them too. They're being murdered. So let's find out from the pavilion. 3420081 466 5391.
Let's take this call. Good afternoon, good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening. Watching all the three umpires on YouTube, I see one man in white, so I know he's ready for the game. Yeah. All right.
That you a batsman.
yeah. I don't know if he carrying water or whatever. You know, long time there, I think it's about a water boy. Yeah. Anyhow, you know, we have a propensity here for foreign taste, and it's a thing that is very hard to turn around. We also have our plural society and other minorities here. We have different food items and people eat. You may eat one type of food, I may eat another one. It's not to say we are a homogeneous society that 90% of us eat one type of thing when the day comes. So you have to, all these parts and then this food thing is a trade. This food distribution is a big trade in Trinidad, right? It's a big what they call a money spinner for the people who own the business. So it's not as this boy says, it's not an easy road. Yeah, it's not an easy road. So that is the situation here. But another thing, I think the academics in Trinidad are lazy people. Right? Dr. Williams came up with work in that in industrialization by invitation. Dr. Williams tried that here and it more or less failed. That is why we have all the industrialists in Mokoya, in Mira, and most of them are more or less what they call white elephants now. We have a lot of people here who studied economics and things, and they're not coming up in nothing. All they hear is, I am an economist, but what are we presenting? What are we creating for the benefit of this blessed land? Right? Everybody jumped up on board, they have MBA, but what are we doing? Right? So we have a lazy set of academics.
Selvon say that all the time. Selvon say, if the university and universities protest for more money.
You can never teach me anything. You protested for more money. I have no respect for you. Go create some opportunity outside there, man. Tell the government, I will not be a basket case. You have to demonstrate that to your student. Innovation. Look, we are university and we are so independent. We're not dependent on government for salaries and subvention. We create, we innovate, and so forth. We self-sustain.
Universities all over the world.
Self-sustain.
No, but universities all over the world. Think about it. Universities all over the world are in some way given subventions. Because
Go ahead.
there are other strategic reasons for that. right? If we want you to train people, you have a strategy to train people in a particular way. We had to give you the subventions to do that.
So they make this relevant.
One of which is
to development
and that kind of thing. So and then you would need people to professors and that kind of thing to teach. Yeah. So you had to pay them well.
So why they can't protest?
Yeah. Before I leave.
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. Look at Guyana. Look at the state of Guyana development right now. Guyana has the University of Guyana. You know, Guyana has created its own IPL. They call it the Guyana Super League. They have a whole set of foreign teams playing cricket and generating foreign exchange and whatever. Because and the games are mass supported more than when West Indies playing. Guyana has 2 big stadiums, not the cricket stadiums, you know. And they building smaller ones in the different regions. We sit down here and having a good time. And when you walk in the streets, Trinidad for the past 8 years or 9 years, Trinidad has turned into a nation of beggars. You can't walk through a remind piece. Everybody wants something. You and all don't have enough, but you pity people and you give them small as it is. And I could talk about Arima. I do not know about the whole of Trinidad. And I most of my life I spent in Arima here. And the level of begging in Arima, it's a very, very sad state of affairs. Yeah? I have never seen that. Yeah? So we have to do, everybody have to do something on that God.
We had to do something to get the people thinking. Thank you, caller.
Let the people protest themselves. Huh?
Let me deal with that professor protesting. Let me tell you something.
Protest is not
we talk matters from time to time and say. So a union will come and say, I want 2% increase, and we talk productivity and we talk all kind of thing. And I used to talk, while in my union, I had to talk about social wage. I said not every time we could give a salary increase, but we could augment by providing social wage. Maybe daycare, just giving an example, wild example and so forth. The creativity I expect from the University of the West Indies to tell government, all right, you can't give them a 4 and 5% increase, but here what? You see all them consultancy. I saw a consultancy from a company from the US for something I show that you all is doing all the thesis. But a company from the US got this tender for about $3 million US. There was some Mickey Mouse consultancy, in my opinion, that could be done here. And they're supposed to hear what's going on government. You see all these consultancies that we teaching the children to go to open business to do, we must get a percentage of those consultancy to help augment our shortfall as a key. What I'm saying, be creative, come different and so forth. Be relevant in terms of how we generate revenue. A lot of consultancy does be going outside there, look at them every day from Ministry of Finance and so forth and see the kind of money foreign companies are gaining for advice and guidance that we students and we university as a whole can be providing to this country as case will be.
They do provide.
But let them go out in the sun and protest, yeah? Students as protest. We are the only people where protest is frowned upon, right? Look at we were talking about innovation.
Yeah.
A lot of innovation was brought through protesting. You know that, right?
That because they were lack of and they protest for
so let them go out and dig some hot sun.
Opportunity to innovate.
And we want money now. Because if I had my way, Parliament would have been protesting for the little. You see the money they get? Did I be
well, the road? Had one leader said, you know, let any money sleep out. And when you hear leaders talking like that, really and truly, we expect for the little man on the ground. So again, this is what I'm talking about. The leadership in this country is woefully lacking. And if we have leadership that understand and passionate about country's development, a lot will change, and the change, let me tell you.
So
Trinidadians, I will never say Trinidadians are lazy, because I've worked with a number of Trinidadians and so forth that are willing to work, but they haven't been working because of lack of leadership. You go back to John. You remember John for the agriculture project in Castlefield? You know John, I met him in your office sometime again.
Yeah, Joseph John.
Right. I wasn't going to call the full name to expose him in case somebody looking for him.
He was a good boy.
What I'm saying is that Joseph John was about 20-something young people from Laventille, area, and started an agriculture. It was the furthest thing from anybody mind to feel young black children.
I think that was the best thing ever happened.
Young black children from Laventille interested in agriculture. And a beautiful crop they had.
Yeah, but it didn't, for some reason, I don't know, maybe
leadership again.
To see if that
leadership again.
If you could revitalize something like that. Because but I was under the UNC too. So maybe
No. That started under me. Under me. Okay. That started with John. Under me, and had the support of UWE in it, UWE supported it too, right?
I like how you're
the
talking
first
today.
time that launched out. I think.
I like how you're talking today.
Padmore was the guy.
Calling all your friends' name, but big names.
Big names.
Yeah.
Big PNF names.
Yeah. Me and Patrick.
Yeah. Dumas.
Yeah. Me and them.
Wait. No. I like to give the real story about the experience and not hypothetical. So that started, and that experiment worked. The most we provided was the money for the maxi taxi and so forth. But it shows that the people, and the point is getting at people not lazy but leadership. In URP, I remember back then, URP were actually doing 212 construction projects completed every year. And that's when the street sign, we came up with the sign on the street because workers were proud to show that they were able to deliver. That's why they were able to advertise what they were doing. They were hiding no more. Look me outside here, you see URP sign, building communities, providing for the family and so forth, because they were delivering, because they had the leadership to do measurable work on a daily basis. So we coin URP as useful, relevant, and productive URP. And so what the point I'm trying to drive at.
You're back along me.
No. The point we
the
point again.
You're in a red shirt. You call him up. You take it off today.
No, the point again is that Trinidadian, they're not lazy people. Once managed properly, Trinidadians are willing to work, you know. There's the only point I'm getting at. And I've been in situations, you know, people who are considered lazy, they back there, this and that. But once given the proper opportunity and properly managed, they work. Really and truly, they work. But our problem in Trinidad is very extremely poor managing of people and our human resource capital, and you would know that as a practitioner of human resource and doing retreat for companies. And
I tell you that all the time.
We have one problem. We are so we feel a man because he had 2 letters after his name. He's a leader.
But not
he's a manager. But there's much more in terms of developing that capacity and that cadre.
Management rule, as a lecturer told me once, Dr. Roy Thomas. He said management had to do what management had to do. Unions had to do, because as I said, why unions protest for everything? I mean, why do he say Matheson? Unions will do what unions have to do. So, I mean, if they see themselves as that's the rule, they will just do that. And it's the same thing with management. Management, the owners of capital, they want to maximize the return on the investment all the time. That's the rule, right? And if in maximizing the return on investment is given labor, treating labor a certain way, I mean, that's what they'll do. The reason why we have the court and we have people like myself and Ronaldo and that kind of thing is to bring about some kind of balance in the system. Yeah. When you have problems, so we had to make money too. Yeah, just saying.
So we need leaders like them for to make money.
Yeah, we need leaders because they will have.
So you're knocking the hustle. That's what you're trying to say.
Knocking the hustle. Leave them alone, now, man. Just see. Let me take this call. Yeah, good afternoon, caller. Hello,
caller.
Good afternoon. I have to call in here to ask
the end next time.
Selvan again. Why he is not the leader? He said he was the leader when it took the guys from Laventille and Why you say we need good leadership, and you all sitting down there? Why are you all not the leaders? Why are you all not in the, the head of the programs or whatever it is? But I want to ask you a question, the three of you all. So what is the object of your life?
What's it?
What is the meaning of life? Of living?
Life.
So after all the schooling and the BSc and the whatever in life you do, what are you looking for? What do you want?
To monetize it?
No. After you monetize and you live and you build,
to live a happy life with your family and
you're working right through?
Your grandkids and that kind of thing. That
I know grandkids. Wait, reach the grandkids. What is your meaning of life? Let's just say you didn't have anybody with grandkids. What do you want from life?
Well, to see.
Like after you take your exams. Because the way I look at it, you're talking about this, and somebody will be a billionaire, and then they will have to go and do this, and they can come a billionaire. I am just studying, what do people really want of life? Like to me, I don't know. Life is to be happy, I shouldn't say me. Life is you should just be happy in whatever you do, whatever job you do, whatever work, whatever thing, to be happy. So you all take so long to say to be happy? Or you don't want to be happy?
Well, Ma'am...
Sir, why are you pondering?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening attentively.
No, well, I'm waiting for the answer.
Well, as I always open in prayer, is to enjoy the wonders of this creation that we have been given the privilege to be part of.
Did you pray today?
Yes, of course, every day, yes.
I heard you, I didn't hear you pray.
No, because Matterson opened and then I came in after, and of course I say my prayer.
And you didn't pray?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Oh, because I was waiting on it, I was listening, I was to call you. Why are you not praying?
we prayed today.
But caller, as you're on the line, could you tell us what you think about the food import bill? From your view,
shouldn't have any.
Okay.
To my view, if you're listening to me, my view is that we shouldn't have. Why we have to import? Can't we eat what we have here, and then any leftovers import it if you want?
Right.
And the farmers and grow or whatever you want. Why you have to import? What you importing? What we don't have?
So do you
close down sugar?
Do you think we've been serious about agriculture and reducing that import bill, or that old talk?
Yes, of course. We should. That's what I'm told. Our thing first. You remember, what do you say? You feed your family first. And then if you want and you have spare or whatever, and you want to, import a little thing, that again, remember, always look for money. People look for money. But feed your land to me. I am not on no import, whatever. Because what were we doing years ago? In Eric Williams' days, we had import bill, but did we used to import? You're too young, but you see, that's another thing. You're at the modern age. I don't believe in no import bill. If you leave it, if I was, as you say, leader, there wouldn't be any import bill. We would get the money from the things that close down, the sugar thing you close down. We should be exporting.
Right.
And not import. So you buying things to feed the people poison, as you say?
Because we get some of these things from the boat, from Grenada.
I will take that money in agriculture, like what the guy said.
Yes.
Like how he took the 17, the people in Laventille. That is a big thing. That should be established. You're going to buy American Fruit Loops? I can't understand. We should have what import bill.
Okay, thanks, caller. Thanks for your opinion. Thanks.
Fruit Loops.
Okay.
So when she say, "Oh, you're too young," she wasn't. So I see you're smiling.
I feel good.
You feel good. You trim up today for them.
Yeah.
Like you know that call was coming.
Tell me,
let's hear. Yes, let's hear, Mr. President.
Food import bill, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Yeah, again. Stephen, answering call? Stephen?
Welcome.
Be hearing you.
All right, okay. The agricultural, yeah, well, everything adding up to one thing, you know, and I don't know if my voice is not the right voice to be on radio because I don't have the education, and that could hinder a lot to all who have education. But the truth and the fact is, in that question, we know what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Just cut the import and look to export, and who's serious to do it? Now, my voice is a kind of voice. Plenty people just get breaks from because I got truthful down to ground. I telling we, it might be my last talk for the evening, but I telling we, take over the authority from the 41 people. That is the only thing that the society has to do.
What are you talking about? Were you talking about a revolution or something?
Which kind of revolution you think I want to ask about?
No, I don't know. You said take over.
Yeah, because revolution means change.
Okay.
It don't necessarily mean God.
I know revolution means change.
Well, okay,
but,
so that's
are you talking about the type of revolution that it started at the George Williams University in the 70s and ended up at the University of the West Indies with Makanda, Daga, Dave Dabro, and that the kind of revolution you're talking about, or?
I don't know if you have enough education to reach all that to understand what you ask, but the truth, I may not know all that, but what I am saying, it is time for us as gathered in the minds. I listen to all and I put in certain things. Listen to me good. I put in down certain things that I realize what this system is. I understand where you are. I understand where I am. Where I am, I can do what you could do. But then I understanding that there are things out there that all the high education you ain't seeing that to do, and you would not. Why you would not? Because the system what keeping up your survival is not what I would like to expect. It is the system that keeping up your survival. It's the same master system I want to get away from. On how you talk there, you talking about supporting governments. I asking you to support yourself. That's why I have the organization now, the Liberal Independent Brotherhood. I want you to support ourselves. Stop supporting them colonial people that stir and talk, and every time we talk about what they go do and what they should do is them you're supporting to so them manipulating we. And I don't like my voice because it's down to the ground, and I'm not talking for no master. I'm not talking for no house slave. I'm not talking for no real. I'm not talking for no educated man who learn master system. I'm talking for me who don't have time to get out of there. All your masters are. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like, you know.
You're preaching, President. You're preaching.
In the state till now. And who don't want to answer my call, well, so be it. But at the same time, when they do answer, talk the truth.
No, we take your call. I mean, we take your call.
You have to be very careful, Mr. Mr. Stephen, what you're saying, because I hear the woman, let me tell you how serious I does understand the system. That woman call, and every time she calls, she must answer about 6 or 7 times. I call him since he's bigger than the program, Mr. Stephen, leave me alone.
No, it's cell phone on it's cell phone on it's cell phone on the system, not me.
Okay, all right, I'll leave that in.
It's cell phone on the system.
All right, hey.
So wait now, Mr. President, you beating me up because you beating me up.
Take this call.
You beating me up because you wasn't getting all the time. You called on the wrong phone.
Let me take this call. You hear it?
Which one you
Let me take this call. You hear it?
You didn't hear any black.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
No,
I go on to that. I think I'll go on a nice with you. You know, you had a nice program anyway, and I just trying my best. I know you had a nice program. Although I'm making bacchanal because I have to make bacchanal. But the program was nice.
Have a good evening.
Right.
Well, I want to ask, we winding down. In terms of the batsmen, you know, normally some men go in and say, I'm going to make a century. A man say, I'm going to knock him out in the 3rd rounds. if an executive is in place, you want to measure them against something.
Well,
how you understand again? I want to measure to know if you're succeeding. But if you never give me a target, I don't know if you're shooting straight.
Right.
You understand again? What are the targets? Probably I missed it, but I want to be clear on it. In terms of some of the milestones that the batsmen want to achieve or some of the targets they want to hit, so we can measure to see if there's success taking place, if they're getting closer to the goals and so forth. You know of any that we could sit down and measure on a daily basis, say they're off target, they're on target, they just train away from the target that they want to get at? Are there any significant... Okay, for example, we could say here...
We get information on governance and what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago, apart from the measurement like CSO or whoever, we get information from the news.
No, but in terms of, for example, we talking some... our food import bill, let's say $7 billion.
We would know that from...
No. A target from the executive would say, we intend to reduce food import bill in 2 years to $200 billion.
Well, I did hear the Honorable Prime Minister say that what they are doing now, I don't know if I speaking out of turn,
no, I don't know.
What they are doing now is trying to reduce have a balanced budget.
Yeah, okay,
right?
yeah.
And a balanced budget would mean expenditure and revenue and expenditure being the same. So we haven't had a balanced budget in the last probably 20 years or so.
True.
Right? So if that is her goal, then clearly she should be talking about reducing the food import bill. Right? And she should also be talking about telling us how we will earn income and what areas we will earn income. And I suppose one of them might be agriculture or should be agriculture. So I'm listening.
So you measure, because I can tell I want to lose weight, you know.
Right?
When I'm going KFC.
And I was telling you, I mean, I was going down a road a couple of years ago, and I probably might have been real sick now. But I start eating different. I start watching what I eat. I start that's certain things I don't buy in grocery again. I don't buy flour and sugar. And,
because you see, we have a propensity to measure
and oil and things in grocery again.
We have a propensity to measure government on this one thief and that one thief and that one thief and so forth. That is the benchmark to measure government success or failure.
Caller. Yeah. Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, my brothers.
Yeah.
Welcome.
You all, I'm very good, so. Now, when A.N.R. Robinson was Prime Minister, he used URP for the estates on them. He started open up estates, open back all them estates on them, and he was doing a very good job. Because I used to work on estate in St. Joseph, and I'm telling you, we plant over 2,000 orange, 2,000
excellent.
2,000
Yes.
You understand? And you know, fig, we'll talk about fig. All different kind of fig, we plant thousands of that. You understand? We plant real thing and he had chainsaw men cutting down trees, and we cleared plenty land, and then after that, we just shut it down after the coup. Now, the question you was asking earlier, what all you want out of life? And I just always say, God appreciates prayers, but you want prayers. You appreciate worship, but you want worshippers. People to go there and make a difference. That is what you want to hear. That question you are asking, what all you want out of life. People to go there, like, you only pray, and not work in your prayers. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things, President and all of the telling us that we want all in Parliament. So these are the things we want. We want somebody to stand up for the people and all you is the righteous set of persons. So that's what you want asking. What all you want to say, you need to go there. Don't be a don't pray, but be a prayer. Don't worship, but be a worshiper. My friend, you will have a God there.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. So what I'm saying is that, you see, the population could measure your success or failure as a government against something, instead of some But you can, they did this one thief and that one thief and this one thief, and we measure them on based on rhetoric and talk. Yes? And who did this and who did that, and we benchmark a whole success of a government based on our next man criticism of them. But if we are clearly defined marks to measure you in terms of how you're managing the economy, what is taking, you're living up to your mandate, you measure me on that. He could say what you want, you know, I came in, I said I will do this, this, this for you, and you vote me on that. Did I achieve that for you? Yes or no? You understand? And you measure me on the things I promised you and the reason why you put me in office and so forth. And these are the demarcations and so forth that we build a society on. Not on who he thief and who a thief and who Jesus Christ,
but
man.
What listeners must know, and we come in that close just now, all listeners must know is that the things we talk about here is not necessarily utopia, you know, it's not necessarily utopic, you know. I mean, these things are things that could happen.
Yes.
And it wouldn't necessarily make a perfect society, but at least it will provide an environment for the majority of the people to live a particular kind of lifestyle and to be comfortable, feeling that they are part of a system and feeling that they are part of a system and they're living comfortable, right? So
when we get into the discussion of who owns the prime land in Trinidad and Tobago, when we get into the discussion in who has been allowed to control and operate some of the most fertile lands in Trinidad and Tobago, apart from discussing the politics of it, you see that there's tremendous room for opportunity. And in that vein, there should be many places like UPIC. There should be many of those places that show a hybrid between agriculture, food, and everything. That should not be just a matter of capital and fortune, you know, and it shouldn't just be shagaramas. Good? Because it's many different UPICs that will drive the price of food down. Good? Again, if it's controlled by one or two, we will end up in the same cyclical. So we closing out this innings today on the third umpire. So we want to.
Tomorrow who will be in the wicket, by the way?
We are with trade yet, you know. We have
so we will deal with trade and crime.
Yeah, we have
crime and trade.
We have things to deal with sportity, etc. tomorrow. Pavilion, good afternoon.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we close for today.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the